Rocket Stripes said it's alright, then I cut her off.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Minnesota Vikings and the Seattle Seahawks. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Carry now for Dalvin Cook. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Cook, the ball carrier. A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
At the 33-yard line.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. He slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
Made by Jordan Brooks.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there. And now it's 3rd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
First down Seattle on a pickup of 13. He'll drop to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on third down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He completes it to Westbrook. And down inside the 15 he goes. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
2nd down and 3. Ball on the 7. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run?
Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. D.D. Westbrook. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead.
His kick.
Brandon, would you say they went from agony to elation in just a few quick seconds on that play?
Probably thought they were about to give it up in the red zone and then touchdown.
Yeah, there is absolutely no way that they drew it up and said this is the way it's supposed to be done. It just happened.
But the end will justify the means. McCann's got it teed up. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
26-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start 1st and 10. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 23-yard line.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. That one good for 12 yards. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
And Cook was fighting for it, but I don't think he got there. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
No gain on the play. It's now 4th down.
And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And that will force a turnover on downs. A handoff as they run the counter play. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They get 17 on that one. Move the chains. 1st down Seahawks. His first carry of their 2nd drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurtling through them.
And he'll get this down only to the 18.
Brought down.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
They'll look look to throw here. Able to hit his target, Claypool. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Score Seahawks 7, Vikings nothing.
They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Steps away to his left. This Minnesota D up to the task on the third down pass play.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Well, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They'll try and run for it. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line.
Again, the ball carrier.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
They'll try to run this one in. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete.
Tucker McCann on for the field goal. A 20-yard attempt.
McCann's kick up and good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. Good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Open man is the tight end, Troutman. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
9 at the 44-yard line.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick.
And that's now the 2nd time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively. And you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
At the 26-yard line.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
It's a game.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep, try and throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
He's got a man open. It's Chase Claypool. And the Seahawks are going to have first and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a first and goal. Back to throw again. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're down 17-0, really needing to find that offensive spark on this drive as they have it with a 1st and 10. Forced out to his left. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They're not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Flush to his right. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
Gain of 17 yards. And the Vikings first.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one goes for 24 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw here. Complete. Jefferson the target. And he's got a first down following a pickup of about 13 as we will take a pause here for the 2-minute warning. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Now a throw here on 2nd down, and that's complete. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. Well, that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offensive.
And a loose football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he's into the clear. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 20. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown.
Tucker McCann.
This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit.
Tucker McCann set to kick off.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they'll be looking to start fresh. Just a moment ago, they were backed up, coughed up the football, and then saw it go the other way for 6 points.
I just wonder, partner, sometimes they put such an emphasis on things. And, you know, in that situation, as they ran out there, they were told, take care of the football, don't cough it up. And sometimes that's the last thing you hear, and that's exactly what you do.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Oh, going for Jefferson down. It got his man. Complete. Touchdown, Vikings.
Touchdown, Minnesota.
Justin Jefferson. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. Down 3 scores already. This game was really in danger of getting away from them. They needed a drive like that, especially on the road.
Not only to calm themselves, but maybe tamp down the crowd a little bit because everything was against them. As you noted, this game could have gotten away from them very easily, but instead, the calming drive, now they have a little bit more confidence. Okay, we're back in it. All right, we're ready to go. That was impressive.
And the defense now needs to reciprocate. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone, and that cuts the lead a bit further.
Vikings 8.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room.
He's got a man, complete. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime.
10 at the 41-yard line.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more.
They'll take over.
They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. And the head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
Flushed out right. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
Brandon McManus set to kick off.
The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper. They'll come out in a 4-receiver look, 3 men to the right side on 2nd and 6.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with a defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside.
This is caught at the 20. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. A big pickup of 38.
It doesn't look like this defense found the magic elixir at halftime. This offense was rolling in the first half, and that's continued here in the third quarter. Another big play right there.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Add this game to the last one, and they moved the ball over 50 yards in 2 plays.
Goal at the 5-yard line.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A great play there. With his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Extra point splits the uprights, and that pushes the lead up to 23.
Tucker McCann set to kick off.
McCann's got it teed up. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that?
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Minka Fitzpatrick. 2nd straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily. I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And the Seahawks are going to have a 1st and goal. As some good running there gets him down to about the 2-yard line. Knock it on the door. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Seahawks capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead will swell by 1 more.
Vikings 8. Tucker McCann set to kick off.
McCann's got it teed up. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
5-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
On the play. First down, Vikings.
Cook on the toss left. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down.
No gain.
They're losing here in the third quarter, maybe trying to get the ball outside, bust a big play. Obviously didn't work there.
And while it didn't work, I really can't fault them for trying it. You and I have talked to the offensive coordinator, and we knew that was the place they wanted to try and go. And sometimes you just have to stick with it because 2-yard gains turn into 20-yard gains as the game goes along. Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
Out of the gun now on third down. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
4 yards.
They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a fourth down. And look at this. It's a fake. Oh, but this is going to backfire as it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Well, they definitely figured out something defensively at halftime, Charles. That's now 2 drives and 2 interceptions here in this third quarter.
And I think the easy thing for us to say is, boy, they made an adjustment, didn't they? Or they showed him something different. I'm not so sure it's that as much as maybe he's just been impatient and forced the ball a little bit. In any event, as you noted, back-to-back interceptions thrown.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
39-yard line.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
8-yard line.
They'll run with Cook. And the Vikings are going to have it 1st and goal as he'll take this down to about the 3.
And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and goal. Back now here on EA Sports. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Jamal Adams. He's at the 50, the 30, the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Extra point right down the middle, and that will extend this big lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick 6 put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the fourth quarter. Should rely more on the passing attack?
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect.
Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Jamal Adams on the safety blitz. Too fast to handle.
It's third down.
The Vikings on third down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and a mile. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 46. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. A handoff as they run the counter play. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. The Seahawks on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. And that is incomplete.
Incomplete on the throwaway.
Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. This one certainly has not gone according to script. You would have thought on paper that this offense would have its way here, but they certainly have not, and they trail big. After this, it figures to be a quiet trip home. That catch good for only a couple. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
On 2nd down, Cook. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 15 yards on the play, 1st down. Defensively, with this lead in the 4th quarter, I guess you can allow a run of that magnitude.
You're right about that, but really the focus has got to be don't fall in love with the idea that you're getting big runs now. You're right. They're actually being allowed. They've got to think really hard about getting some chunk plays through the air, too.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4. At the 43-yard line.
They'll set up a throw. That one complete to Hill. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a 1st down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there, it's going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
A give to Cook out of the gun, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense the next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
And he finds Cook. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A gain of 21 yards. 1st down, Minnesota.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. That's out to the left flat and complete. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down. They'll run it out of the gun with Hill. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Third down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard.
And 13.
They'll look to throw again. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And the tackle made at the 13. He is well short of the first. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Escaping the pressure right. And this is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second. 2nd and 15. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Seahawks,